What's up, troop? It is Sunday again. I am Michael Bennett, Army veteran, combat medic in Afghanistan, former NGO medevac work in Ukraine, and the founder of the Charlie Victor program under the Grounded Vision Foundation. This is the Sunday After Action Report, where we break down the week. We focus on our rebuild from the ground up. So come follow along and join us. If you've been having more bad days than good lately, just come hang out. If you stick with me for the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how you can turn one small win a day into real momentum. You know, the kind that actually sticks. This is the stuff nobody taught us when we took our uniforms off. There are no more briefs, there's no manuals, there's no maps. So if you're tired of starting over every week or you're just trying to keep it together one day at a time, hit that subscribe button now, because this is where we regroup, recalibrate, and get back in the fight. Now let's get into it. This is the After Action Report. All right, quick sit rep. Here's what went down this week across the Charlie Victor channels. First, we talked about getting through the bad days, not the Instagram versions, the real bad days. The days where the win is just getting out of bed, making coffee, not blowing up on somebody. We also hit on a big theme, consistency over motivation, because honestly, motivation doesn't show up when life gets heavy, but consistency, that's what actually moves the needle. Our Friday Fireside was all about redefining your mission. The pressure you're under now is shaping who you are. And right now, you are the mission. It's not your old job. It's not your old rank. It's not the old version of yourself. It's you right now. And on the VA side of things, we broke down nexus letters, what they are, why they matter, and how they can make or break your service connection disability claim. Now, all of that leads us into the real core of this week, the bad days. The days nobody posts, the days where you don't feel strong, motivated, or you might not even feel like yourself at all. Let's talk about those, and more importantly, how to survive them, because that's what kept popping up in all of our themes this week. What do you do when everything just feels off? And the honest answer is you're gonna have those days. Every single one of us does. And it doesn't mean that you're weak or you're slipping. It just means that you're alive and you're going through it right now. The problem is when a bad day hits, we treat it like the whole week is ruined. We throw the rest of it out. No matter what wins we got, it's like everything we're working on just goes right out the window. But a bad day isn't a failed day. A bad day only becomes a failure when you decide that it doesn't count. Some days the win is going to be tiny. It might just be getting out of bed, might be making coffee before 10 a.m. and getting your day going. It might be just not blowing up. It might be stepping outside for 10 minutes instead of sitting inside in the dark. Those things don't look impressive, but they all matter. Those are the things that keep you from going backwards. So when you're in one of those rough days, the mindset shift that actually works is knowing and understanding that it's not all going to happen at once. You won't fix your whole life today. Simplify things. Just get through today. Find one small win and call it good. If you can do that, even on the rough days, the messy days, you'll realize that you've been moving forward the whole time. Slow doesn't mean stuck, and small does not mean pointless. And we need to learn to focus on the things that matter and indicate forward progress, no matter how tiny they are, because you'll see even on the worst days, you can probably still identify at least a couple tiny wins. And all we're looking for is forward progress. It's the consistency. It's not the amount of progress, just the direction. Consistency beats motivation every single time. This is where people usually fall off. Everybody wants to feel motivated. Motivation's loud. It's exciting. It feels good. I love putting together the motivational videos for the channel, and they usually have the most views, the most engagement, versus these videos with the hard content. Because when given the option, it's easy to pick temporary motivation because of the rush that comes with that. That's why we have to tap into that discipline that we had, because we all had it, to include the other stuff that's not fun, the stuff that's going to help us build a new foundation. Motivation doesn't show up the days that you actually need it. Just think about that for a little bit. Nobody wakes up on a bad day like, yeah, let's get it today. That doesn't happen. That's why consistency matters more than motivation ever will. Consistency's silent. It's the daily reps that nobody sees. It's doing the thing even when you don't want to. And I don't know how, but a lot of us forget you already know how to do this. You didn't make it through the military because you were motivated every day. Half the time, you probably weren't motivated at all. You just showed up. It was your job. So now in civilian life, the rule is the same, but the stakes are different because your life is your job now and you have to treat it accordingly. Consistency can look like a lot of things. Taking that daily walk even though you're tired, hitting the gym even if you're not feeling it, or just daily challenges to keep yourself accountable. Checking in with one person instead of isolating. Doing your chores that keep you stable. That's already in all of us. None of it's glamorous. None of it's going to get you a standing ovation, but it's how you rebuild your life one brick at a time. Motivation gives you a spark, and then consistency is what actually builds the fire. And once you start stacking those simple daily reps, something shifts, which is exactly how you start beginning to redefine your mission. Because the weird part about life after the military is you spend all these years having a clear, defined mission. Somebody tells you where to be, what to do, what the goal is. Then one day it all just stops. No more orders. And that's where a lot of people get lost. Not because they're weak, but because nobody ever taught us how to build a mission for ourselves after we're out. So I can't be any clearer. In this part of your life, you are the mission. Your mental health, your body, your routines, your healing, your stability, your relationships. None of that's extra. None of that is optional. That's the mission now. And the pressure that you feel, the stress, the uncertainty, all the stuff that keeps you up at night, that pressure is shaping the version of you that you're supposed to become. Just like training, just like deployment, pressure changes people, but it doesn't always break them. Sometimes it builds them. So when you feel overwhelmed, instead of saying, why is this happening to me? Try shifting it to, what is this building in me? It doesn't make the stress magically disappear, but it does give it meaning. It gives you a place in the story again. And once you accept that you're the mission, it becomes a lot easier to take care of yourself without feeling guilty or selfish. Because if you fall apart, everything you're responsible for is going to take that hit. Your family, your kids, your future. Taking care of yourself isn't ego, it's just maintenance. It's readiness. It's staying in the fight. All right, quick VA check before we wrap up. This week we talked about nexus letters. I'm not going to do the full deep dive here because we broke that down on its own video and on my Medium. But here's the short version that you need to know. A nexus letter is simply a medical opinion that connects your current condition to your military service. Diagnosis plus service plus a medical professional saying, yeah, this is at least as likely as not related. Boom. If your claim isn't obvious on paper, that one letter can make or break your whole case. So if you're dealing with the VA, you need to understand it. For the full step-by-step guide, go watch the breakdown on my page or read the write-up on my Medium. M. Bennett Sr., M. Bennett SR. I go into the details there. But remember, the nexus letter matters. And if you need one, start the process now instead of waiting. All right, I'm keeping the mission simple this week. Just one, and it's the one that actually creates momentum. Your mission over the next 7 days is this. Pick one thing that you're going to do every single day, no matter how you feel. Not 10 things, not a whole new routine, just one non-negotiable action. It could just be taking a walk, doing 22 push-ups. That's going to be mine. I'm going to post it daily. You can feel free to jump in over on my TikTok. Drinking a bottle of water before anything else. Spending an extra 10 minutes with your family without distractions. Making your bed every day. I'm probably not going to do that one, but that's not a bad one. Stepping outside for fresh air when you feel overwhelmed. We can work on our awareness before action. It doesn't matter what it is. It just needs to be daily. It's something simple enough that you can do every day, even if you're having a bad day. 7 days, one action, no excuses. Build consistency one brick at a time. All right, that wraps up this week's Sunday AAR. And honestly, I'm proud of the growth we're already seeing here. Every week, the comments, the messages, the conversation, they're getting stronger. So that tells me one thing. This community is showing up. And listen, even if you feel like you've got it all handled, the next man or woman might not. The next person might be barely hanging on. So one share, one follow, a simple comment, that might be the thing that reaches someone on a bad day. So if today's AAR hit home, or if you do believe in what we're building here, do me a solid, like the video, drop a comment, tell me the one thing that you're committing to this week. Share this with somebody or, a friend, a veteran, whoever might need it. If you haven't already, make sure you're following our Charlie Victor Vet TikTok and YouTube. The more this grows, the bigger the safety net gets, and no warrior should ever fight alone. I'm Michael Bennett. This was episode 3 for our Sunday After Action Report. Charlie Victor, we've got your 6. See you guys next week.